You're listening to a Monster Kid podcast.
Okay, for my 307th book, this couple is attacked by a lamp monster.
You're not even trying anymore, are you? When can I have it?
Welcome to Random Movie Roulette 97.
What you just saw was the behind-the-scenes pitch that Stephen King had made for Cujo.
Yeah.
Or for Christine, you never really know.
In what must have been a desperate attempt to find a way to scare children. Fuck this fucking movie. I'm so bummed out that we watched
Just getting right
this.
into it.
Yeah,
Wow.
He's really gonna hate.
I mean, come on. We just did an hour of podcasting. We're already warmed up. We don't need to fucking
Just
get
keep
into
going.
it again.
Well, they don't know that if you're watching this or listening to this after the fact. This is a new episode to you.
Yeah, well, eat a dick. All right, I had to watch Cujo for this show, and I'm pretty pissed about it.
One might say it was
fuck?
a rough experience.
I have avoided this movie my entire life, and my entire life I have had people come to me and be like, "It's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good Stephen King book. It's a pretty good movie." No, the fuck it is not. What a waste of goddamn time this was.
Well, so I guess I'm gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, it's a pretty good movie, I guess."
Yep, that's
I
you,
also
baby.
think it was a pretty good movie, so you're in the minority here.
Let's watch the trailer for
Yeah.
Cujo.
Nothing that lives in the imagination is more frightening than the terror that lives in Castle Rock, Maine.
Cujo?
Cujo.
Can he get us in here? Can he eat his way in here? Can he?
My God, I'm losing my baby.
Oh my God!
From the novel by Stephen King, creator of Carrie and The Shining, comes a startling vision of fear.
Please, God, get me out of here.
Now there's a new name for terror. Cujo.
Ah, yes, and Cujo has been synonymous with terror ever since.
That was. I feel like every horror movie trailer for for a movie that came out in the 80s is always
like,
just like, "There's a new name. There's a new name for terror, and his name is Jason, or his name is Freddy, or something like that."
His name is Ben Kingsley.
If someone
Gandhi.
described this movie to me as a horror movie, I'd be like, "No, they're joking. They're making a joke right now."
But you know what? It's funny because if you're watching the trailer and you don't know why the dog is scary, it just looks like a big dog.
yeah,
chasing
Bad Dog.
after
Bad Dog. That could have been the name of the movie.
Bad
Dog.
But at the same time, we liked Monkey Shines last week, and
we
that's
did.
another killer animal.
But you know what? We got like a nice relationship between the monkey and the guy beforehand.
There is a whole plot here that just doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I will say, so I thought that this
Yeah.
movie, we will get into it, but like my only other familiarity with this movie before watching it this week was about 2 years ago or something. At this point, I was at the Jacob Burns Horror Marathon, and this movie was being shown at 2 a.m. and I had a choice between either seeing this or The Dead Zone in a different theater, and I was like, heavy, dense David Cronenberg movie or dumb movie about a killer dog. I'll go to the killer dog movie. And I still fell asleep during it. And
Not surprising given the first 30 minutes of
Yeah.
this fucking movie.
Honestly, I'm not surprised either. The first half hour of this movie is so boring, and
Yeah.
there's so nothing that happens. And the opening scene of the movie just jumps right into it. Cujo's in a field chasing a rabbit, and he chases the rabbit into a little rabbit hole cave thing, and then a bat bites him on the nose, and then he gives out a little like squeal, and you're like, aw, even though this dog, even before he becomes rabid and gross and creepy, this dog is a disgusting creature. This behemoth, this...
Don't you dare besmirch Saint Bernards.
No. This is the shit no dog slander on this show.
No, this is
absolutely not.
This is the one instance in which a dog is rightfully referred to as a mangy mutt. That's what this dog is.
That is a good
it's a
boy
Saint
right
Bernard.
there.
No, he looks like he should be voiced by Nick Nolte.
So let's also get this out of the way.
A gem.
Mike, you're afraid of dogs. So this movie, of course, works on you.
Listen, Prince is about the only thing dog-related that
the
I
size
can
of a rat. You can do
it's
that.
Tiny little dog who's a little chipper ball of energy, a little scamp. That's a cute dog. The minute that the dog is bigger than you when it stands on its hind legs, that's when this should not be allowed to be a pet.
You're a coward, and I need you to know that. I
And
don't
Saint
approve of your
Bernards
life.
are like the best fucking breed.
They're
Don't you?
adorable.
They save human lives.
Yeah, what have you ever done, Mike? How many
And
fucking
take
lives have
them.
you saved? Piece of
I,
shit.
I save lives every day just by being myself.
By staying
My-
away from other people.
We're all essential workers in the job of life.
Someone is alive because of you. Just think that.
There's nurses saving lives, doctors saving lives, and Mike doing his best to stay out of the way. And we appreciate him for that.
I'll sit right here.
Yeah, we're gonna put this up on the fridge. We'll look at it
Right by
every
the
day.
fridge. God, we're doing more Family
I
Guy
know.
bits than...
Guys, talk about this movie that you love.
Yeah, well, okay, I don't love this movie. I will say, yeah, the first half hour of the movie is boring as shit, not just because there isn't, like, horror, monster, creepy stuff happening, but just because the family's relationship stuff that they set up in the first half hour goes absolutely nowhere. It's completely useless to the story of the movie.
It does nothing.
Basically,
for the,
the whole plot is that Dee Wallace is the mom, this other guy's the dad. He works as a cereal executive. His new cereal, Captain Cuck, has essentially made some kids sick, so he's working too hard.
Your dumb pretty patties turned my face purple!
She's having an affair. He finds out. He leaves on a business trip. They leave things kind of where they are.
I'm so
Both
bored right now.
Their car,
Literally, this
both
is-
their cars suck. They take it to this farm where Cujo lives.
They spend this
Cujo's
much time
killed
on it.
his owners. There's also a whole thing about how this guy beats his wife and she's left with her sister in Connecticut. And then he's going to go to Boston to find prostitutes. It's a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't mean anything. This dog just kills people and traps them in a car.
Yeah, this is
That's
also
the good part of this
Unrelated
movie.
to everything that's
Yeah.
happening.
Which also, what I thought that the family that would be following in this movie is the owner of Cujo. I thought
No.
that would be where the emotional relationship comes in. It's like, our dog got rabies and he's trying to kill us.
It's Old
just-
Yeller gone wrong.
Yeah, it's literally just the...
Some random motherfucker.
Some random people.
Yeah.
And also, we don't see Cujo just, like... We don't really see what happens to his family much. There's, like, an implication of a scene where he's, like, in the middle of, like, this foggy desert or, like, swamp bog with, like, one of the kids, and then he just, like, stares at him intently, and then the kid's like, Cujo, what's wrong? And then he just, like, walks away.
Well, I mean, because that's his own... The whole... One thing he does set up is that Cujo does like kids, and he certainly doesn't want to hurt the one person in this family that's good to him. The boy goes with his mother because the mother's being abused and she runs away. So that's why they're not there. And then he does kill the father. So, I mean, that's, there is a basic setup as to why that
also,
family's
it's like,
not there.
It's also, I could probably imagine that Cujo's transformation, I guess, hadn't fully taken place yet.
Yeah,
But,
and I mean, he doesn't want to do this. Dogs are good. They're loyal. They're nice if you raise them right.
I guess. Yeah, I like that's how I feel, but like you wouldn't guess that from the like this just seems to work in a reality that doesn't like operate on those rules. Even before he's rabid, like the people are treating this dog not very nicely. Like they're acting like he's
I don't
already
know why
a
she's
monster.
so afraid of
Yeah.
like him with the bait. It's like
Yeah, and they also, because they set up with the son in the movie that, like, he can't sleep because he's afraid of monsters in his closet, and you think that there's going to be something where it's like, that might come back later, where it's like, oh, he's afraid
The
of
whole
real
thing is that
monsters.
Cujo is
or
the
that-
real
Yeah, or
monster.
that, like, he overcomes that or something, but he never does.
No.
This kid is just, like, a lifeless wreck at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
So it's not even like that was... like a character beat or a
Yeah.
plot point that gets followed
The
up
thing
with.
that I think Mike and I both think are good about this movie is there is good suspense just in those moments when they are trapped in the car and you don't know where Cujo is, you don't know what's going to happen next. You know, they're boiling alive, they're trapped in there for days. You do feel kind of the sweatbox atmosphere.
Like we went on like a summer road trip. I cannot be in the car in the summer without the AC being on.
Oh,
or
yeah.
I
Yeah.
will just die. So yeah, seeing them just like sitting in this sweltering heat in this middle of this desert in this car in this old ass 1980s car that probably doesn't even have air conditioning, and they can't put the windows down because the dog will eat them. And then just like just watching them like sit and like
Sucks.
even just them being hot would
Yeah.
be enough for me to like sympathize
It's
with.
the
I
same
mean, I
thing.
don't like mild discomfort, so like that's
Yeah.
gonna be a deal breaker for me.
It's a fun horror movie twist on leaving your dog trapped in a car.
Yeah, it's
the
the
Beatles
revenge
classic
story.
song, "We Should Leave Your Dog in the Car." Yeah.
How do we think the dog did as far as acting goes? Do we give him
Good dog performance. Good boy. He gets the good
two
boy
paws up.
award.
Even in the scenes before, like he's supposed to be like attacking the people and stuff. There's scenes like early on where it's like he hasn't like again fully become
Yeah.
the monster that he is, and
Yeah.
you can see that there's like a terror on his face, and I'm like, I don't know how a dog's able to emote that, but he kind of does. I think it's just because this dog has just a droopy, miserable face.
Yeah.
that
He does. It's adorable, and I love it. I wouldn't trade that
So
dumb face for
slobbery
anything.
But also, there's a sexual assault scene in this movie out of nowhere.
For no reason.
Yeah, and it does not move the plot.
This is
It
the same kind of like
useless.
stupid Stephen King shit that's in like It Part 2 and stuff. It's like when he tries to do all this character drama stuff and it's like
Yeah.
nobody cares. This contributes nothing to the
That's-
whole
this
monster
is-
story you're doing.
Yeah, this is stuff that like people would look at from the book and be like, well, clearly that's not going to be in the
Yeah.
movie. Like,
Well, it's like the same thing like in Jaws, if you ever read the book, there's this whole thing about how like they have a bad marriage and this and that and she's unhappy. And it's like, you know what? The movie's about the shark.
Yeah, dude.
Make it about the shark.
In the Godfather book, they only talk about one character's dick the whole time.
I've heard that
He's got
from
a
many
huge
sources.
fucking dick. Yeah.
Is it Sunny?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's got a huge dick.
I feel like Sunny has BDE.
yeah, big dick energy.
dick
Oh,
energy,
okay,
yeah.
yes. I thought you just said BD, and I'm like, that sounds like bowel disorder or something.
But no, I think that this movie, what it should have been 127 hours in a car
Yeah.
with a dog who's
Fucking
like,
felt like
It should have
127.
literally just been like, hey, honey, can you take the car to get changed while I go on this business trip? Sure, I'll bring the kid with me. Uh-oh, this family's dead. We're trapped. Evil
Yeah.
dog.
Okay, so like I had always heard about like the car scene from Cujo,
Which
and
is-
how it's
I mean,
great,
it's the movie.
but it's half the fucking movie. Yeah, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
no, I don't
No,
know why
I'm-
someone said, oh, it's just a scene.
I mean, that's
the
how it's
whole
always
plot.
been described to me. It's
No,
the movie.
no, it's the movie, yeah.
Which not hit on enough when pitching this movie
No,
to
but
people.
I think it's not enough of the movie, even though you're like, that's the whole movie. I'm like, no, it should have probably been like the central focus, like, because that's where you're gonna get
It's
a lot
certainly
of
more
yeah.
entertaining than everything else. Going
Well, yeah, because
on.
honestly, like, the stuff with like the dad working at this cereal company and this weird affair, it's like in the Transformers movies when they give humans stuff to do
Yeah,
that has
like-
nothing to
yeah.
do with anything.
Oh, are you not a robot hitting another robot? Because I don't give a shit.
Also, it would make more sense, I feel like, if the dad was trapped in the car with the kid, because the dad's a good dad with the kid, and we see him
Yeah.
do stuff.
But, like,
she doesn't do anything but cheat.
I get like the idea is like, oh, we give her a redemption story or whatever. Fine, but why are we cutting back to the dad doing fucking nothing the whole
Right.
time?
I mean, we're
He
establishing that he
accomplishes-
loves them, but it's
Right, but we knew
it
that.
ruins the tone.
It's
it ruins
terrible.
the tone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it would also, I guess it would make somewhat of a sense if, like, at the end he actually came and saved them.
And
Yeah,
killed
no,
Cujo or something.
He doesn't accomplish anything. He's off doing fuck all this whole time, and we still have to check in with him. Like, I'm surprised they didn't just show him in traffic for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Just to break up this fucking one shot of a lady in a car.
Yeah. But I will say, like, yeah, there's not only just, like, when the dog is, like, coming in and, like, coming into the windows and, like, barking and biting them, but, like, I do think that, like, I mean, there's a good character relation stuff between the mother and the son, and I think that the son, for as young as he is, like, I don't really see, like, children in horror movies portrayed this way. Like, a lot of kids in horror movies I feel are a little too restrained and a little too stone-faced to what's going on around them. And this kid is crying and screaming, and, like, it could be annoying, but I'm like, that's how a kid...
That's how he would react, yeah.
Yeah, not even just, like, ghosts and stuff, but, yeah, just a big, scary dog is, like, you know, that is kind of traumatizing for a little kid like that.
Yeah, I mean, if I was 2 feet tall, sure.
Yeah. And this actor did go on to play the son on Who's the Boss for its entire run, so, you know.
Thank God he got that gig.
Yeah. An actor.
But
Outside
yeah,
of
so
just one
he's an
random
actor.
kid.
But yeah, but I think that even, like, yeah, looking at, like, the makeup effects that they have on the dog, like, making him look, like, all gross and bloody and, like, rabid and stuff like that, it is kind of
They do a good job
unnerving
making
and
him gross.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, I've only...
But I
here's
still
a-
look at him, I'm like, dirty puppy. Like,
No,
aw.
it's gross. I honestly, yeah, that's another aspect of, like, why I don't like big dogs like this. I'm like, they're fucking dirty as shit. Like, they
I mean,
roll
he
around-
does get very dirty. Like, I like when he just goes up against the window and he comes off and it's like, that was a clean window a minute ago, and now it's just mud and blood.
That's the horror of the story.
That's the
is
thing.
he just
Yeah,
gone
that's-
around
He makes your
eroding
car
things.
dirty.
No, that's what actually, like, yeah, I've said that before. In a horror movie, that's what I'd be more concerned about. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't want to crawl under the house and get all muddy.
It smells bad down there.
The horror of
That's-
this movie is that they're
Don't
all
clip that. Don't take that out of context. Please.
they're all they all come out of this covered in dog hair. That's the real horror.
Yeah. I mean, that's the horror of walking into my fucking apartment.
Yeah.
You walk out just covered in prints. Who did not like this movie
Yeah.
as much as me.
Yeah.
Your dog will bark at every animal and sound, thinking it's another dog.
Yeah,
I
Finally-
restrained this dog, and I'm not exaggerating, for 20 minutes. Like,
What-
he was full-blown, like, fighting to get out of my arms, and I'm like, you need to relax. You need to relax.
Why
need
did
to
you let him
relax.
watch it? Why didn't you just shove him in the other
in
room?
the kennel.
Sarah was busy, and, like, I don't want to... He's a living thing, and he has, like, agency, and, like, to just shove him in a
He doesn't have
fucking...
agency.
He
You
does.
keep him on
Yeah,
a
well,
leash. That's
I mean,
not
he-
agency.
I mean,
Oh,
he-
I'm sorry. I
agency
keep him
would
on a
be
leash.
if he ran out that door and you let him keep
No,
running.
he has agency whenever there's a movie that we're watching that has any
yeah,
sentient
man.
being in it. Like, he
Suddenly, your dog has feelings.
we can watch cartoons and the dogs that are anthropomorphic and don't look like real dogs whatsoever. He will recognize it as a real
Yep,
dog
he
and then
will
start
see-
squaring up with it.
He also fucking hates horses. He is like, I don't know if this is like how it's considered in the animal kingdom, but he's like racist towards horses. Like horses and sheep.
Well, he must
There
also
are
be racist
like-
against his own kind. He hates other dogs too.
I think with the dogs, he's like, I want to hang out, and I think with the sheep and the horses, he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I mean, to be fair though, like, one, dogs are used to herd sheep.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
two, there are humans with legit fears of horses. I don't know why there's like horse phobia, but
but
I mean,
imagine-
horses
they
are
have
huge.
big
Imagine,
dead eyes.
Imagine if this movie was about a killer horse instead of a killer
Well,
dog.
Cody makes a great point in the chat here. He says, I always pictured Cujo as a smaller dog, like the tramp from Lady and the Tramp. That's a better movie. I'll tell you what. That's a better.
Even the Disney Plus one.
Or like Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Like,
Or a
I'd
chihuahua-
rather
a
watch that
chihuahua.
shit.
No, I think that actually.
No,
I think-
Beverly Hills Chihuahua,
I think-
specifically that
Yeah,
one.
I think that probably I think that if the dog was like a smaller, cuter breed, it might have made the movie scarier. If
Yeah.
this tiny little dog who it's like you have an impulse to
this
want to
yeah,
protect.
you're like,
Chihuahua's now
I-
ripping humans
Yeah,
apart.
but
Wanna kiss
for a dog like this, I'm like, it's a big giant dog anyway. So like,
So yeah, you're like, stay away from the
No, yeah.
obviously
Yeah,
at that point, it's
terrifying
like,
thing.
At that point, it's like, what is the difference between you and a bear? Like, it's the same thing.
He does. I was looking at the poster and I'm like, he does look
He
like
looks
a
like a
bear
bear,
with
yeah.
ears that just aren't pointing up.
Aw, sad bear.
sad bear.
Even there, I'm like, no, cutie. Like,
I
don't.
know you do just want to. I mean,
Like, I
for
wanna
what
give
it's
you a
worth, I
bath.
bet this set was a lot of fun. It's just a dog and a bunch of kids, and they're probably all just playing around, and it's cute, and yeah. And then they just have to put him in makeup and pretend he's killing.
Yeah, they
people.
hold like a squirrel on a stick, and they're like,
No,
bark,
yeah, apparently
bark
like
at
the
this.
shenanigans that they had to pull in order to get this dog to cooperate because
Yeah.
like the dog would be like, want to play and stuff, and he's like, no, you gotta look threatening, and it's like wagging its tail and licking itself, and then it's like,
Licking itself.
yeah. Apparently one of the Cujos died like on set due to like
Oh,
due to, I think it was like it was like due to bloat.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing I was also thinking as Princess Bar. I'm like, that dog's dead.
Yeah, that's what,
Yeah.
that's what we have to tell him every time
Yeah.
that we watch one of these old movies that has a dog in it, and he starts like getting agitated.
It's
I'm
like,
like,
that
dude,
dog
you
is
won. This
dead
dog
now."
is dead long.
Like, at this
Evolutionarily,
point,
you're killing
Marley
it.
of Marley and Me is probably actually dead.
Oh, that's the clip we should have prepped for this.
Yeah, right.
Didn't we at some point have to cover Marley and Me?
It was in the old before days.
The before 4 times, yes. RMR 1.0. Guys, we've come a long
Before
way.
the dark times.
I mean,
For the Empire.
you
But then again,
guys...
that's implying that the Empire made things better. But
No, they said before the Dark Times. That means
Yeah, 'cause
the
the
Dark
Empire-
Times is with the Empire.
no, yeah, but but that's implying that like before it was good for us, and now we're in the dark times.
I mean,
because the
it
Empire-
was. Anyways, we're not talking about Star Wars. We've done that enough.
Yeah, I think we agreed we're not doing Star Wars ever again.
We
on
are
the
not
show.
ever
To
going
quote-
to cover the originals or the
To
prequels.
quote former presidential candidate Bernie Sanders, "No more Star Wars. Time to make the quality products we need."
Yeah, fuck yeah. All right, no more Star Wars branded
Was
shit.
that an SNL thing or
No, it was
that a real...
it was during like some sort of debate during like the 90s where he was like, railing against like
Oh,
we need-
Reagan's Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we have Donald Trump's Star Wars, and we won't get into it. But he's got a.
The only Donald
Star
Trump
Wars.
Star Wars I want to see is him getting choked to death by Leia Fisher.
I mean, we can shoot him into the sun. That'd be fun too.
I said Leia Fisher. I meant
I love
Leia and
Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
Well, Carrie Fisher's dead, so we just have
The
to-
ghost of Carrie Fisher.
Carrie
on
Fisher is dead.
I know, crazy,
Oh
right?
man.
Did you know Star Wars and Carrie cast in the same office?
Yep.
Yep, I
Yes,
bet you
I
did.
do.
We all
I
did.
think you've told me.
Moving on.
Wait, didn't
I
Carrie
watched
come out
Carrie
like
this week
Wait,
too.
didn't Carrie come out like 7 years after Star Wars?
No, just like a year before.
Oh, I thought it was like in the
Carrie
early
was
80s.
76. Star
Oh,
Wars was
okay, I thought it was like
77.
the early 80s. Never mind, that was my fault.
Anyways,
That's another Stephen King.
Anyways,
movie.
did
Yeah,
they
it
ever make
is. It's the
sequels to
first one.
Cujo?
Did they? I'm
No.
not sure.
No,
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't.
they
I'm just trying to think like, how do you make a Cujo sequel?
Well,
how do you
Cujo's-
make
I guess another
sequels?
dog gets
There's no
rabies.
such thing as like a good sequel to a Stephen King movie or
Uh,
book, except Doctor
No,
Sleep,
I was-
I guess.
I wasn't gonna say anything because I was like, yeah, Doctor Sleep's evidence of that, but
I mean, hey, I liked it enough.
no,
I think it's
Enough.
fine. Yeah,
yeah, but
it's
Yeah.
not The Shining, but
No.
it's a good movie.
It tries to
Speaking
be.
of, Stephen King has gone on record and said that Dee Wallace's performance in this movie is the best performance that's ever been given in any of his movies. And to that, I'm gonna say there's Kennedy Bates
That must
in
have
Misery,
been when he was like on coke,
or when
said
he was
that.
like really spiteful against The Shining. But
But even that, because he said that Stand By Me is his favorite movie of all the things that's been adapted.
probably of the
so-
movie. But I think but
Really
I
good.
saw a thing saying that he said Dee Wallace is the best performance in any of his
I'm
movie
sure he was
adaptations.
being very nice to Dee Wallace.
Yeah, which I mean, she is good in the movie, but it's like
She's fine.
She screams and cries and does what she needs.
She's
to.
distressed.
Yeah.
She gets that done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
She's
like I said,
also in House of the Devil.
But yeah, so like during like the
House.
acting scenes of like
House.
like the dialogue and like the
Yeah.
stuff beforehand, not really the best, but it's like I think like
She's
dur-
not given a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing where it's like the character. There's not enough there for there to really be like a great performance beyond just being scared and
Yeah.
crying and
Yeah.
screaming.
She's
and
no
he's
Toni
also
Collette.
said that I think Stephen King has also said that the best the best scare in any of the movies from his adaptations is like Cujo when he like leaps at the window of the car.
No.
Which
I'm sorry. Terrible. Like, how about Blowjob Bear?
Yeah. Well, he hated
Well, again,
everything
The
about
Shining. We can't.
Yeah, I know.
He only just became accepting of that.
Mark's got some good ideas for Cujo sequels in the chat here. He says Cujo 2, Cujo Falls in Love. Cujo 3, I haven't seen Beethoven 3, so I can't make this joke. I didn't finish the comment before I started reading it. Fair enough.
What
So
if did one of the dogs from Cujo go on to play Beethoven?
I don't know. Chat, if you want to look that up and get back to
Let us know, guys.
feel free.
Maybe-
Cody in the chat says, isn't Cujo included in that Hulu series that includes every Stephen King story? I think he's talking about Castle Rock.
And I think there is a reference to Cujo.
There's
at
a
some
reference,
point,
but
yeah.
no, Cujo's
Yeah.
not like hanging out.
And
No.
I believe that because Cujo and the Dead Zone both came out in 1983, and I think that
As
in
did
the
Christine.
yeah,
Never
I think
seen
in the
Dead Zone.
I think in the book universe that Stephen King set up that Cujo and the Dead Zone have some sort of shared the universe thing, or there's some sort of reference in the book
What
that
the
connects
fuck
those.
could connect this
I
dog's
don't know,
rabies?
but
to
but
the
but yeah,
Dead
that's
Zone?
but yeah, but when they were making the movie, they were clearly like, well, yeah, we're not doing any of that.
Yeah.
So just yeah.
David Cronenberg's just like, no. fun, but no.
God, all fucking mighty.
Yeah, I think Stephen King has said that like this is one of those books that he was like so drunk that he doesn't even remember writing this movie.
Of course. This is just something he pooped out, and then they made a movie.
He's like, yeah,
out of
killer
it.
dog gets rabies.
Yeah. He literally like was like, I don't know what to write, and then he looked at a newspaper and was like,
Dog bites man.
that kid got bit. Like,
I think he said. I think it was something that like he like got the idea because he went and like I think he brought his car to the mechanic and like it had an intimidating dog, and I guess he just put two and two together, and he was like, what if I was trapped and this dog was like trying to get me?
Meanwhile, Stephen King's actual dog, Molly Thing of Evil, is adorable.
Oh,
You're gonna
yeah.
throw that out, tiny little fucker.
Mike, I thought you were gonna say that his inspiration came when he just got in a car one day. He was like, "What if there was a big fucking
There was a big dog.
dog outside?"
Stephen King was driving drunk and hit a dog, and he thought, "What if the dog hit me?"
God, it's gotta be so easy to be a Stephen King. It's gotta be so easy to write books. If
Yeah,
Stephen
I mean,
King is making
if you're
this.
horribly addicted to cocaine, you're gonna write a lot if you like to write. Like, it's just gonna happen, of course.
And that's how you get child sex orgies with killer clowns.
Yeah, that's how you get the fucking what was that bullshit movie with the Punisher in it and Jason Lee, Dreamcatcher.
Okay, I thought at first you were gonna say The Mist because Thomas Jane is also in The Mist.
Oh,
and I
The
was
Mist
like,
is good.
If you besmirch The Mist right now, there's gonna be camera evidence of your murder. But
Fair enough. No, the Mist is great.
Yeah.
I love the ending. It's really
Yeah.
heartwarming stuff.
God, speaking of the ending of this movie, how abrupt and TV.
Yeah. Okay, so
I was
yeah.
just happy it was over.
Yeah, let's talk about so what else happened. So this mother, she gets out of the car. This is like maybe midway through the confrontation. She's like trying to find some sort of like thing for her son's like dying of dehydration.
Yeah.
Is it
And-
dehydration or asthma or what is it?
Yeah, he has like a breathing problem or
Yeah.
something. They don't really go
Nothing
into
that's
that
ever
much.
been established.
But yeah, she's trying to she tries to make her way into the house. So she like sneaks out of the car and is like looking under the car and like where Cujo was, and he looks and he's not there. And then it's behind her, and then it bites her, and then she gets infected. And there's like a really great shot when she like gets back into the car and is like a 360 like around the car as she's like spiraling, and like the son's like screaming out in agony, and then it's like I guess it gives you like the feeling of like this like woozy like delusional feeling that she's in right now.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like one of the only like creative directorial shots in the movie, because like you said, there's a lot of this movie that very much looks and is edited like a TV Stephen King movie, which I mean we've seen Sleepwalkers.
Boy, have we.
Yeah. I think that's
That would have
living
been
proof,
a better episode.
living proof that cats are better than dogs is
Cat
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Sleepwalkers.
Not dog people.
I disagree, but sure, that works in the case of Stephen King and Stephen King alone.
But yeah, so then she leaves the car. A cop comes to the farm, and then
Cujo kills the cop.
yeah, he had the guy, like he clearly could see that the dog is rabid, and he couldn't just shoot it. Also, she could have shot him because she like knocks the dog out. She's like swinging at him with a bat, and I think that's one of the only other like directorially interesting shots they have is anytime that Cujo is attacking a human, it's from like a POV perspective because it's like
you can't show an actual
you
dog
don't want to
being
show
beaten,
them.
and
You don't want to show
can't train this
Yeah.
dog to actually kill people.
yeah. So
Well, if you
Well.
wanted a good movie, you would.
that's so she,
I'm just
but
saying,
also,
the
this
dogs
dog
in
can-
Green Room were way fucking scarier than
They were. That's
Cujo.
true. The Green Room dogs did a
Yeah.
great job.
German Shepherds, objectively the only scary breeds
That
because,
German part.
Rottweilers.
you know,
also,
history.
Nazis.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yes,
so-
thank you for spelling that out. I don't think they picked up on the very subtle subtext I was throwing their way.
But yeah, also the end. She's swinging at the dog, and it's not. This dog could take a fucking punch. Like,
Oh yeah,
I
it
don't
could take
know
a
if-
stab. It
I
could
don't know
take
if
an
it's
impaling.
if it's the rabies powers that he gets after he got bit by the bat and he got the coronavirus, but like. She's beat the dog. He's like laying there, and she has the cop's gun, and for some reason she can't just shoot the dog. And I'm like, I get it. It's a dog. You don't want to shoot it, but at that
You're
point,
just a kid.
at that point you
Just do it.
at this point,
Yeah.
not
even if it's dead.
Yeah, like not even
Make
just because
sure.
like, oh, it's attacking you, but it's like it's rabid at this point, past the point of no return. It's gotta die.
Your son
like,
is passed out. He's not going to be any more traumatized.
no,
I
yeah.
don't know why she was so attached to the son. He was annoying.
So,
We established that he wasn't. You could have said that a long time ago. Now you want to be this dick? Now? Yeah.
but yeah, so she beats the back windshield of the car with the butt of the pistol, which seems
was
like a
dope.
yeah.
That
seems-
was actually really cool.
yeah. It seems like a bit of a complicated way of breaking.
I
that
also
window.
I'm
thought
sorry,
that
what-
was a
what were you
stupid part.
Going to punch
Because
through
she
the
does it in slow-mo.
The bat that she was using to hit
slow-mo
Cujo
was
with.
stupid.
Also,
the bat. would
shoot
make
the
more sense.
window.
Well,
Shoot
now we're just
any
wasting bullets, and
window.
also you're shooting a bullet into a car with your son in it.
But if you're not aiming it at him and it hits
oh
something
yeah,
else,
because
It
bullets
bounce-
go exactly where you want them to
When
go
it's
every
all
single time.
felt and plastic,
I forgot.
it's gonna get stuck.
I
It's not
forgot
gonna...
she was John Wick. That's on me.
She basically is after killing this dog. Again, John Wick loves dogs. John Wick has great dogs.
Yeah.
Halle Berry's dogs are even better in that third one.
Also more intimidating.
God,
Yeah,
when that
German
dog,
Shepherds.
when those dogs bit
History.
those guys' balls, I was just like,
Yeah, it was cinema. Like
I was also like,
riveting.
yes. But yeah, so then she breaks the back windshield and takes her son into the house, to try to revive him. But even so, like she's like. One, she's already bitten. She's already been infected with rabies. And she's, like, giving her son mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I'm like, you're going to pass it on to him. He's going to get
Well, I
rabies
mean,
and die.
son with rabies for a while. Like, I mean, you don't get rabies and you die immediately. But if you can't breathe, that's gonna run out pretty quick. So, like, I get the logic there.
Yeah.
So, fuck you.
But then, yeah, so then, surprise, surprise, the dog makes its way into the house to attack and then, like, yeah, again, there's a lot of, like, cheesy slow-mo of, like, the dog running in, and then she turns the gun and
The
shoots
slow-mo
him.
in this movie is horrendous.
especially at that window breaking scene.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, and then this is when the husband decides to come in, and then I wish
He
you
just finds that.
I wish you would have pulled, like, the last shot of the movie. The last shot of this movie is pathetic. It is, like...
It's like, we don't care anymore.
They just ended the movie. Also,
The
yeah,
end.
like... This is not, and it also treats it like it's a triumphant, happy ending. They, like, come out and the music's swelling, and it's like, oh, this family, and it's like, but it's like, no, she's got rabies. She's probably gonna die. This son is probably not gonna
Also,
survive much
is
either.
this really solving your marital issues?
Maybe it is.
Maybe.
Yeah. But it's like,
She's so much more turned on now that she's killed this dog.
I would be so pissed if I was him. Like, I left you with a kid for like 5 fucking minutes, and you're trapped in a car with and a dog's trying to kill you. Come on. After you cheated on me, like
That's great. With the divorce, he gets the kid,
oh,
he gets
he's
the house.
definitely
and she's...
getting the kid in the divorce. Be like, she almost let a dog eat him. How many of you have ever had that problem with your kids?
and even the kid, like, when they're trapped in the car, he's like, I want my daddy. And then
Yeah, I wish I was with anyone
with
else.
the better parent here.
yeah.
A
So yeah,
somewhat competent adult would be fantastic right now. I am in severe danger.
yeah. So the movie ends on a freeze frame of the mother holding the son in her arms, and then the father just, like, comes and walks up next to her, and it's just like this weird, awkward freeze frame shot of that. I'm like, there's much more to this story that has to take place after this. How
Yeah.
are they gonna get better? Are they gonna die? Like, you can't just leave it like this. And I think that in the book, I think that he committed to the kid dying of, like, dehydration,
Dope.
which, I mean,
Better.
I can understand,
Better.
like, maybe not wanting to have as dark of an ending for a movie, but, like, I think that's really kind of the only logical way that
It's
this movie could have
genuinely
ended.
less sad than the fact that a dog died in this movie. if they just killed the kid, they could have killed 2 kids. Still not as sad. I'll say it. Fucking Cujo didn't deserve to go out the way he did.
No,
Shot down
Cujo.
like an animal.
I watched Carrie this week too, and much like Carrie, the supposed monster in this movie is the best character and kills
Yeah.
all the right people.
They deserve it. Cujo did nothing wrong. That's the official Random Movie Roulette
Yep.
stance. Unless you're Mike, because you hate dogs. All right. Any more comments on Cujo? Don't mean to alliterate there.
I was given this movie the benefit of the doubt for at least a little while after we got past that first half hour. Because, like, yeah, the first half hour is a slog.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. The characters have nothing interesting going on. When they get trapped in the car, and there's, like, actually some interesting suspense build up, and I was actually very tense and uneased when like the dog was like jumping up into the windows and like the kid was crying, and it's like all this stuff. I'm actually like very kind of tense with this, and then like literally the last 5 minutes of this movie
Just
are
kills.
complete ridiculous nonsense. It is so I
I
can't
don't
believe
know
they
how
ended the
you
movie
draw
like this.
that distinction, because that's how I felt the whole time.
No, I think I am also eye to eye with Mike on this one, that there is just a real weird drop in quality to a 90s TV movie in those last 5 minutes. Like when she stabs Cujo and stuff, that's great. Having the dog come back like a fucking slasher movie villain is just like
And then,
really
like, yeah,
where I lose it. And then
yeah.
just so much of that slow-mo. It's all slow-mo.
And that
in those
final
last 5.
like freeze frame shot, it's like that. It was like literally, I was like, what are we doing here stylistically?
Yeah.
It was so weird, and like just so I really felt I was like. I felt stupid for thinking the movie was better before that, because I was actually like, oh, wow, this is actually like really tense and scary. I felt stupid for being scared during this movie. That's how bad the last 5 minutes are.
All right, guys, we have to talk about another very important ongoing
I
discussion
swear to God, if
here.
you talk about Spider-Man again, I'm.
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have both been rumored to have signed up for.
Oh
How much-
boy,
yeah, listen-
rumors.
Yeah, listen.
Hold
how
on, I'm about to follow up with more news. If you don't let me finish, I will burn this place to the ground. There's an update to this story, is my point.
Okay.
Sony said it's not true. So Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire right now are not apparently even in talks for it. So,
No shit.
I mean, I'm not that surprised. Fucking Jamie Foxx literally posted a picture of like Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And by the way, I think they're going to ask them to come in for something, but it's not going to be announced, and it's not going to be like
It's going
they're
to be
gonna
like in the multiverse.
supporting.
Is
yeah,
this coming out before or after multiverse? At
I
this
believe
point?
it's before.
I don't know
Multiverse
what the
of
fucking
Madness.
timeline on this, because everything has been pushed back
Pushed
for
so
so
many
This is
long.
all-
yeah.
Whenever the Spider-Man movie comes out, it's not going to be for like 3 or 4 more years,
Yeah.
because of how much things are
This
getting
is
pushed
all
back.
Kang the Conqueror's fault.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think that the idea of getting obsessed with following up this as a news story is really dumb. And
So
really
here's my thing: I don't give a shit about any of this.
It's just that Jamie Foxx is back as Electro.
No, where is Paul Giamatti as Rhino?
As Rhino.
It's gotten out of control. We have rumors flying left and right. Sony did not debunk other rumors going around that there's a Spider-Verse entry. Didn't debunk the idea that Jamie Foxx would be playing the same blue boy from Amazing
they said he
Spider-Man
wasn't
Said he
2.
wasn't
Blue.
blue.
So where? Well, they said he wasn't blue. He could just not be blue now. We don't know that that's not the same character.
What
Why else
Lewis
would you
and
bring
I,
Jamie Foxx back? He
what
wasn't
Lewis
that
and
good.
I now hope for is that Paul Giamatti goes full Sean Young in a homemade Rhino costume straight to Kevin Feige's office and just puts on a bad Russian accent and proves he is the Rhino.
I want Rhino into the Rhinoverse, and I want all different versions of Rhino. I want an old-fashioned Rhino, and I want Paul Giamatti playing all of these characters with the same stupid head tattoos. And I think it'll be really, really good. And I think that we're not capitalizing on quite possibly the greatest contribution to cinema Sony has ever
And
made as a
then-
company.
Ooh, and then the plot of the movie is Kraven the Hunter has to hunt all these rhinos and
Yeah,
make
yeah,
rhinos
great.
extinct.
That's the opening of a great Spider-Man movie is Kraven hunting the Rhino. I'm just saying, I would watch the fuck out of that.
I would actually love a Kraven movie of him hunting every animal-themed Spider-Man villain, and just all that's left is like Venom and Green Goblin.
That'd be-
after that, and
yeah.
Mysterio.
Where do you think he maxes out? Like that? Those are like the three. He's like, I can't get past those.
I think
like
like
they're not
at
real
Doc
animals.
Ock, he's just like, is it more doctor than octopus? I don't really know.
Yeah, he has a strong anti-octopus stance, but his pro-doctor stance is also pretty considerable.
God, I don't know why I don't know why I don't ask what Lewis wants to talk about during like the after.
Yeah, you should bring it up beforehand. Otherwise, I'm going straight to Rhino talk. Okay,
Let's
but that's
talk about
Does the jackal
Mank.
even look like an actual jackal?
Does the no,
No.
not as far as what I know. Do you
Jackals look like.
imagine if it was not Spider-Verse but the Clone Saga? I would end my life. That would be terrible. Huh. The Clone Saga for
Mike,
non-dorks is
Please,
just like
we
a
can't
really...
explain the Clone Saga to Mike.
I don't want you to.
I'm not
so-
explaining it to you. There are other
so
people who listen to
convoluted.
this show.
But they don't want to hear
It's a very
it.
long, drawn-out Spider-Man story about clone Spider-Man is terrible. It's pretty
The fact
awful.
that clone Spider-Man even exists is...
Yeah, and now they're all actual characters. And we'll see them in Spider-Verse 2, I'm sure. All right, guys, we're going to wrap things up a little early on this one. I think it's whatever. You guys got an extra bonus episode altogether. Don't watch Cujo, as far as I'm concerned, but you guys...
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not going to say go out of your way and watch it, but,
Right.
like, if you're really, really looking for something and you see it on, like, streaming and you're just like, oh, Cujo, I've never seen this before, and you want to be a Stephen King completionist, there's 1,000,001 worse movies you could be watching than Cujo.
I wouldn't say pay $2.99 for it on YouTube like I did, but
Pirate movies.
I can't with the way that my
1983
$3.99 on
Who the
Prime.
fuck is...
No,
Come on.
it's not because I have a moral stance against pirating
Yeah.
Cujo. It's just that like the experiences that I've had trying to do it with my internet and my
Yeah, it's
sources
just
that
hard.
I use are
Yeah, fair
bad.
enough.
So
All
Yeah,
right.
I only pay because I can't get things on my TV, and I'm done with watching things on my laptop and phone.
Fair enough. All right. Guys, let's talk about what we're doing next week for episode 98. We got a list of some possible movies. Let's see what they are.
So the movies that we're doing for next week. Number 1 is Dario Argento's Tenebrae. Number 2 is God help us, Jack. Is,
Lewis's favorite, The Void.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm getting into with this one, but
You're getting
I
into a
don't-
real fucking boring movie.
I think you're getting into a great movie.
I don't want to make Lewis unhappy for 2 weeks.
Well,
in a
too
row.
fucking bad.
Number 3 is Critters. Figure, yeah, why not?
Why not?
Number
Critters 3 is
4,
fun.
this would be like the season finale is Mother, Darren Aronofsky's Mother, which it is
That
a
would be
horror
the
movie.
series finale. Then we'd be done after that.
Yeah, you really want Mother over The Void?
I absolutely want Mother over The Void. I wasn't bored during Mother. That wasn't the problem of Mother.
Okay.
All right.
Number 5 is actually a Lewis favorite. Harvey Weinstein's The Burning.
I don't know
Why do you have to call it
do that.
Because
mother,
we
say
can't
Lewis's
forget
favorite. Harvey Weinstein's The Burning. You motherfucker.
You couldn't name the director
Yeah, that's
of
like
the
being like,
movie.
I named
know-
the writer of the movie.
but why?
It's Jack's favorite movie. Roman Polanski's Rosemary's Baby, you piece of shit.
I hate Rosemary's Baby, so the joke's on
well,
you.
I've never even seen it, you sexist.
Well, okay. So now, Jack, just know that if this movie wins, it's entirely your fault.
Number 6 is Demon,
Demon.
Lewis,
Which
said
I vouch
which
for.
Lewis vouches
from
for.
2015.
It's about a
All
guy
right.
getting possessed during his wedding.
During his Jewish wedding.
During his Jewish
As
wedding.
we
Let's
were-
make sure
Did
we
Jews
reminded
believe
by the
in like
description.
ghosts and demons and stuff?
Yeah, there's Dybbuk's.
There's Dybbuk's.
All right. No,
You
so let's
bigot.
run down it again. Number 1, Tenebrae. Number 2, The Void. Number 3, Critters. Number 4, Mother. Number 5, The Burning. And number 6, Demon. And your winner, for
winner
next week is
Number 5, Harvey Weinstein's The,
The
Burning.
Burning.
Oh, thank Christ. I really thought it was going to be The Void.
Don't worry. We'll now. Thanks, Jack, for making us now have to talk about.
This has to be on every Blu-ray DVD release now. It can't just
Oh,
be The Burning.
God.
It has to be.
Harvey Weinstein's The
It has to be convicted rapist Harvey Weinstein's The Burning.
Yeah, why do you? Are you trying to ruin our reputation on this show by
What
having?
I'm not
reputation
ruining
do
our
we have?
reputation. If we were doing Jeepers Creepers, I would say convicted.
No, but that's why we would.
Okay,
that's
okay,
why.
all
But
right,
that's why
all
we
right,
wouldn't do
okay.
Jeepers Creepers under any circumstances.
Everyone settle down.
I'm just saying.
Nope. No more just saying. Plugs. Let's plug it up, boys. This needs
I
to be plugged up.
am Jack on 35mm on Instagram, Jack Patterson on Letterboxd.
I am RMR Cyborg Mike on Twitter and Instagram. I had a bit of a Twitter resurgence the past couple of days. I took
You've been really
I
on
took
it.
a break for a while, and then I just started spewing some shit that I thought I was like, hey, maybe this will go out there, and it went over very well. I had people in my real life like congratulate me on.
And we question why the president
Yes.
keeps doing
Yeah,
this.
really.
Yeah,
It's so
my-
gratifying.
Yeah. my tweet about Cujo that I did, the best tweet that I ever made,
Yeah, that was a good
which
one.
was Cujo. Fun fact, in Cujo, there's a scene in which Scooby-Doo is being played on the TV, which is a subtle reference to the fact that this movie is in fact about a dog.
And people like this.
Yes.
That was the full thought behind that being the show. They're like, there's a dog in that show. There's
Yeah.
a dog in this. We do the
Yeah,
dog.
see, this is what you're missing.
Mind-blowing.
This is what you're missing if you're not following me on Twitter. So
It's
there
like
you go.
so weird. I watched War of the Worlds the other day, and they're playing SpongeBob in it, and I'm just like, does this
Oh.
mean SpongeBob is an alien message from?
Could be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Who knows?
They're trying to make us gay. Remember when that was the thing?
Yeah.
That SpongeBob was like a gay plan to make you
And then
gay?
Tom Cruise was in this movie. Coincidence?
Probably.
I think probably.
Yeah. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter at LouisJOtero and on Instagram at RMRouletteLouis. You can find us all on Twitter at RMRoulette. Go to patreon.com/RMRoulette. Get yourself some bonus content. Get yourself access to the TV Boys, which we're going to be doing right after this. We're going to be talking about Everybody Loves Raymond, so patrons, check your feed if you're listening right now. And thank you so much to all of our patrons who already have hit us up over there. You have made this show possible. You can also find us on YouTube. If you look us up, just look up Random Movie Roulette. You'll find our episodes. And you can also watch these episodes after the fact on Twitch, twitch.tv/RMRoulette. Fucking follow us, man. Twitch is like probably like one of my favorite like content creation platforms right now. I think they're doing it
we
right.
play Rocket League, and we have some fun. We have a stream where Jack played Rocket League.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, guys, check out our Twitch. We
I'm
play
horrible.
games. Jack's the worst person.
You guys play games that are not my. Anyways.
I'm sorry. We'll get more Star Wars games.
Yeah, please. I like more first-person shooters. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you all for listening. We will be back next week with our episode on
We'll
the
be
burning.
back in 10 minutes with Raymond.
And for patrons, we will be back in 10 minutes for Everybody Loves Raymond. Thank you guys so much for listening. You have a wonderful week.